Yeah.
Sammy, what you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah. With ransom. Hey. Good in the hood and I don't need a pass. Spending her 20s, put the rest in the stash. Fuck with the gang, then you going outside. She fuck with the op, she selling that ass. I don't fuck with no bitch, I don't care about the past. Feeling like a mouse, I'm stuck in the trap. Yeah, good.
Grand Rising, Damu's Keyways and Essays, Professor Melly Mel, the hooditician, the hood postman, the hood journalist. Let's tap right into it. We have become so well adjusted to this culture that we fit into it without thinking. That's social conditioning. Deep down, most of you know exactly what you are capable of. There's even moments where there's glimpses of all your potential you have. You can get there. You just have to be willing to sacrifice the habits and the things that are standing in your way, sort of like what you're used to. We can't afford to live any longer without thinking. We're now in an era of the Trump administration during this pandemic where over 214,000 people have lost their lives to the coronavirus. And we have a president that has no remorse, no empathy, or no common decency. Our beloved brother, Ice Cube, came out recently with a plan how to make Black America, plan for Black America. And I share in that, you know what I mean? I believe that the brother was honest and generous in his opinions and everything and all the data that he has put together and what he's looking at. But I think here's the problem that what happened is that Ice Cube, he went to both political parties, red and blue, right and left, belong to the same bird, right? Right wing, left wing, yeah, they both belong to one bird. As we all know it, we only get one president at a time, and however that rolls out, right now is that person happens to be Donald J. Trump. So from the Biden-Harris ticket, they replied to Ice Cube as saying, "Hey, we'll talk with you after the election." Okay, that's pretty much how we have to roll with that, because after all, we only get one president at a time, and the election hasn't occurred, and they haven't won. So they are not really in position to make any decisions. So let's put them to the side for a moment. So as for the Trump administration, who's in power, I think a couple of his aides or advisors took advantage of the opportunity to speak with Ice Cube and also threw it out there like Ice Cube was supporting the Trump administration in whatever their efforts are gaining success back into the American people. And they put it out there like he was really backing them, when actually he was just putting his plan together for Black America and offered it to them to incorporate his plan into their plan in order to maybe somehow give us, I guess you can look at it a form of reparations, modernized version of it. I don't know. I haven't really read it in its total details, but I plan to do so. So they took advantage of the brother, and they put it out there. So a lot of people came out against Cube thinking that he was supporting Trump. And I understand that, you know what I mean? Because anybody that is in their right sense of mind would know blatantly that supporting Trump is just definitely out of question. All his disrespect, lack of empathy, lack of common decency for people that has lost their lives or loved ones to the coronavirus. So we're in a time, man, where we're in a difficult space, man, and we can no longer go through this time without thinking. And a lot of people are being distracted through either PPE or the stimulus money and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Those are really distractions if you think about, you know, everything that occurred during the 80s when there was a lot of distractions with the cocaine and people was making money hand over fist. And, you know, these things can be distractions, and there's a deeper sense or a deeper game being played that you may not even be aware of. So therefore, well, let me explain this about the stimulus money. Donald Trump is not giving you anything. That is taxpayer dollars, those dollars that you paid in the taxes, that's coming back to you during a time where you need that money. So therefore, he's not giving you anything. So people be aware of that. So don't be thinking that Trump is doing anything special for you. He's not doing anything special for you. He announced during the debate that stand back and stand by. You know, his racisms are blatant, and any person of color that doesn't see that is profoundly blind and let's say suffer from information malnutrition, and just, you know what I mean, have that cognitive dissonance, things that are right in front of your face that you just don't see it, you know what I mean? So that's cognitive dissonance. I mean, you're not cognitive of what's right in front of your face. This guy has never been, he has redlined black people on the housing. He has discriminated against the young men down there in New York on the 5. Took out a full-page ad in the Times saying that they were guilty. He also discriminated against Barack Obama. He's building this invisible wall, or this wall down there along the borders of Arizona and Texas, to right there through indigenous people land. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't see how these people land that was stolen and now all of a sudden belong to those people, I imagine, to the white people, or the people in the government per se, not necessarily white people, but government people. But anyway, I'm just Professor Melly Mill, the Hood Postman, the Hood Petition, the Hood Journalist. Just want to get my position on this, on the sequence of the news reports that we're seeing out there. You know what I mean? You have a right to vote for anybody you want to vote for, but I just think that you have to do your research and study and understand what your vote really mean. And a lot of people don't think that their vote mean anything, but during this time, I don't think we can ignore it. And then as for people like Cam and Brother Farrakhan and Brother Reza Islam, and all those brothers have great ideas. And even the Moorish Science Temple, where they want to establish our own black state and black government and all that stuff. But right now, we can't do that until after we gather our abilities and gather ourselves and gather all our information and see just how directly we're going to implement it and what that really looked like. You know what I mean? So people can say a lot of different things, and there's a lot of hyperbole, a lot of rhetoric out there. You know what I mean? But till we put that plan down on paper and we all agree upon, you know, whatever the 10 points are, if there's 11, 12, whatever the points are, and we can come together on that and we agree upon, then therefore we move forward. We can be a block, or we could take over the, like with black people, the Dixiecrats, right? Let me explain that. Where the Democrats were originally the Dixiecrats, but black people came in and took it over, and they became Democrats, and all the Dixiecrats went over to the Republican side, and that's where you get confused with the two, because they try to say that the Republicans was one of the repeat, but the Republicans are no longer there. The real Republicans now they're the Dixiecrats. The Dixiecrats move over to the Republicans, so that's why you get the racism that still exists to this day, systemically, and institutional racism that extends out to the Republican Party. Now they deny this, but if you really look at the numbers, you'll see what I'm saying. So, but anyway, Professor Melly Will, Hood Postman, Hood Petition, Hood Journalist, KM Videos with Content is King. Shout out to my boy Kev Mac S Mac, Kenya Ware. Shout out to my boy Gino Ball. Shout out to Flex. Shout out to G Lou Show, Mama Jean, and Dee Dee, and shout out to all my people out there. Professor Melly Mill, I'm out.